Hi, this is Dr. Cairns. Welcome to week 2 of Managing Teams in Conflict. Let's quickly review our roadmap, where we're going, how we're going to get there, and when. These are our objectives. Our learning objectives are to gain factual knowledge and understanding, get the opportunity to critically think about that and evaluate situations, and then practice and apply what we learn. The assignments we're using to help us with our learning are quizzes that are associated with the reading, our forum discussions, our case studies and presentations, and our faith integration, reflection, and application. It's also my desire that something in this course resonate with you and result in a positive, life-changing experience, whether that's something you need personally, professionally, or spiritually. We're daily making mention of you in our prayers, that God would amaze you. So let's examine quickly how faith interacts with managing teams in conflict, and how does managing teams in conflict interact or affect our faith. Well, I believe that your theology affects your behavior. Well, what you believe is also tested in certain situations and contexts, so it's how we respond and react to those. It's also an opportunity for us to examine business issues from a Christian worldview. What does Scripture have to say? We're using every good endeavor to help us with our faith integration, and looking at it also in terms of how does it relate to managing teams in conflict. Be specific when you come to those opportunities. So how does faith and work and faith fit together? Well, Keller writes in the introduction the best way to serve God at work, and he identifies 8 different ways that various faith traditions view serving God in the workplace. What I like about that is he doesn't say which faith traditions are associated with each way to serve God. What I'd like you to do is to take a poll that's in Sakai and identify the one way that you would represent best the way you feel serving God in the workplace would be. If you've taken this poll for me in previous courses, you don't need to take this poll, but I'd like those that haven't to please take the poll. Also, recognizing that in James, that our work and what we do is a very much a part of our faith, and so that we sometimes tend to compartmentalize our lives, but my works and the things that I do are actually representative of what I believe, and they fit together hand in glove. This week you're going to be looking at the stages of group development, and one of the things you probably all have experienced is you've been parts of groups, and from that those groups have formed, and then immediately they go to the task at hand, trying to get something done. But you also find out that, you know what, it's very seldom does a group go from forming to performing. Then they try to say, well, you know what, we need to make some adaptations, encourage some change among our members, and then we can perform. But really what is necessary is you've got to have some conflict. You've got to be able to also be able to disagree, and do that openly, and then you can move into adapting and then performing. So I like in Colossians where we find bear with one another, make sure you forgive each other for the things that are done, and then that will bind us together in harmony and in unity in one body, and be thankful for that. Let's examine the interconnectedness of parts. And believe it or not, there are times when groups are superior to individuals. And that's when we engage in tasks that perhaps we don't have the expertise for. It also could be something that is broader that we have to address. And then we can also share that workload. You're going to get the opportunity to do that when you come across 42, the Jackie Robinson story in the case study there, as well as working on 12 Angry Men, that case study. That's going to be an opportunity for you to see that a group will be superior to the individual. However, just before you think one is the loneliest number, there are times when being an individual is superior to a group, and that's when the task is simple, when you might have the expertise, and time is limited. But let me caution you on that time is limited, because we tend to think that time is always limited. And true, our lives are full-packed and action-packed, but don't short circuit when it comes to the need to have a group just because you think you don't have enough time. So take the self-assessment that's in your text Are you a difficult group member? And then remember in Ephesians that two are better than one, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. So that's it. Daily I make mention of you in my prayers. I have an index card with each one of your names on it, and I say your name every day before God, that He would amaze you, that He would meet a need that you have, whatever you need breakthrough for, whether that's personal, professional, or spiritual, or all the above. This week you're going to engage in a forum discussion. Watch the video of the penguins. You're going to have some fun with that. Read chapters 2 and 3 and complete the quiz. And then coming up, looking ahead to week 3, 12 Angry Men case study. You're going to propose to me who's going to be in your group. Also looking ahead for week 5, the Jackie Robinson story is going to be a group presentation. That again is an opportunity for you to self-select. And then week 8 is when your paper is due for 12 Angry Men. I have virtual office hours every Tuesday if you'd like to talk face-to-face from noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. You can reach me via Google Hangout, and then you can email me or reach me via my cell. Remember, the virtual classroom never sleeps, although we occasionally will take a nap. See you in the virtual classroom this week.